can see it just tries following me. Hi guys, today we're taking a look at an outdoor camera. So this particular one is from Reolink. It's the E1 Outdoor. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. So a couple of things worth mentioning about this camera. First of all, it's a smart alarm, so it can detect people or vehicles. Supports dual band Wi-Fi, so both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Has color night vision, pan, tilt, zoom option, two-way audio. It's outdoor and weatherproof. You can do 24/7 recording or motion recording on here. So we'll show how to get it set up, show the options available on there, and give you some sample footage just so you can see for yourself how it performs. Now I have reviewed a previous variant of this, and it's the E1 Zoom. Similar type of camera, but this one is an indoor camera. Size-wise, if I place them side by side, you can see the outdoor one is slightly bigger. Diameter is larger too on the outdoor one, and the outdoor one has a cable directly on the back of it, and that allows you to plug in power and an Ethernet connection. So it's good, you've got two possible ways of connecting this up, either Wi-Fi, or if you wanted a wired connection for a more reliable connection, you could do that too. And just to note, it's not power over Ethernet. Power connection here is a DC connection point, and you get a power adapter, and there's two additional accessories to allow you to use it in the EU or in the UK. The output on this is 12 volts, 1 amp. The cable quality seems okay, and it's 150 centimeters long. They also give an extension cable with it, which is 4.5 meters, which is really useful. So if you've got a further distance to go to a plug, at least you've got that extra cable to allow you to do that. You also get an Ethernet cable, which is 1 meter in length. You get a strap if you want to attach the camera to a tree or a pole. You get a manual with this, which is multi-language. You get a template for assisting with mounting this. You get some stickers to warn CCTV is set up, and that's multi-language. You get a declaration of conformity, which is multi-language. Bag of fixtures containing raw plugs, screws, and a reset pin. You get a mounting accessory here, so you can mount it against a wall. So the mount points are here at the back, and you've got a big hole here to allow you to put the cables through there. The bracket is 11 centimeters off the wall and has a strong plasticky feel to it. It can also be ceiling mounted as well. So if I remove the screw that's over here, then you can unlock this, attach it directly onto a ceiling, and then screw the camera underneath this. Also with this, you've got a hole going through there, and that's where you can use the strap, so you can attach it to a pole like so. I quite like the bracket here, so it's quite useful for placing outside, just to show the mount going on. See, it's nice and secure, and the cables can just be fed through the hole here. And you can see there's a channel going down and a channel going up as well, just depending on how you want the installation done. Looking at the camera, all matte white finish. You've got their branding on here, you've got the screw point for the mounting, and if I come around the back here, you've got the speaker location. Looking here, obviously the lens there, you've got their sensors and infrared sensors on here, and then coming here you can see a hole for the microphone. If I pull this down, you've got the point where you can put a micro SD card. You can see the point where you put the card in and a reset point next to it. Dimensions of the camera is 11.5 centimeters tall, and the diameter is 8 centimeters. Cable length is 60 centimeters on here. Build quality of the camera feels good, good strong plastic construction on there. Let's make a start at setting up this camera. So I'm at my Android phone here. If I go to the Play Store, that's the app we're after, Reolink. If I open that up, so this is what you're initially presented with, and to get this camera added in, just click the plus. And we need to scan in the QR code underneath the camera. So just located here. Connection method, let's choose Wi-Fi. And now let's plug in the camera. Now we're hearing the ding sound. So if I click there and click next, needs access to location services. And let me enter in my Wi-Fi password off camera. And now we need to get a QR code scanned in that's going to be presented onto the screen. And we just need to present it to the camera.
Camera is connecting to your router. Please wait.
I'll select I've heard the sound, and next to that,
connection to the router succeeded. Welcome to Reolink. Connection to the router succeeded. Welcome to Reolink.
Next we're presented with device initialization. So this is good. So it's asking for a password to be set, so that secures your camera. Next to that, you need to give the device a name. I'll call it Garden Camera 2. Initialization finished. Let's click finish, and there's the camera. Simple to add in. So now let's jump in and see what options we have available on here. So click on settings first of all. So initially you can see the storage at the top. If I come in there, you can rename the camera here. Coming in on the storage, let's quickly format it. You can see IP address details, firmware details for the device, and this is where you do the upgrade for any sort of firmware. Coming back from here, display, so we can flip the display on here. Standard sort of functionality you get on all the Reolink cameras. Quality, that's the resolution you're getting on here. It's a 2560 by 1920, and it's a 5 megapixel camera. So clear is the highest resolution and fluent is the reduced quality resolution. So you'd probably go for fluent when you're out and about and wanted to see what's going on. Back from here, anti-flicker, day and night. This is where you can flip over to color night vision. It's on auto at the moment, and with auto, when light levels reach really low, it will flip over to black and white. Camera name, you can move the positioning around. Date positioning, you can hide that if you wanted to. Watermark, it's good, you can remove that, we'll get that removed. Next we have privacy mask, very useful option to have. So if you had it outdoors and a certain area you didn't want to record, you can blank that area out, literally just drawing a region on. You can do multiples as well. And then we've got advanced settings. This is to do with just a picture quality on here, and then back from here. Then we've got motion detection, and you've got a sensitivity level there. Obviously that can be adjusted if it's going off too frequently. Then you've got add sensitivity schedule, and here you can set a start and end time for a particular sensitivity level. Back from here, then you've got motion zones. So you can create a zone of the area you don't want to receive alerts about, and it's as simple as clicking the pen icon and then drawing in the area. If you've made a mistake, you just rub it out, and you've got delete all option. Back from here, and here's an interesting option you've got auto tracking on here. So if you turn that on, what will happen, if the camera picks up any activity, it will try tracking it. So we'll test that out later on. Back from here, then we've got camera recording, looking in here, you can turn off the recording. Then you've got schedule, looking in here, different detection types, so person and vehicle or any motion. You can say during a certain period, if you wanted motion, you could have it. At the moment it's set to constantly alert you. And then you've got a timer option here, and this is if you wanted continuous recording. But if you had that enabled, the frequent read writes to a memory card could cause problems in the long run. So back from here, then you've got post motion recording duration, at the moment set to 15 seconds, but can go up to a minute. Then you've got overwrite, so when the storage is full, it can automatically overwrite the footage. Standard functionality on most of those Reolink cameras. Back from here, push notifications. So if I turn that on, it's now set up to receive push notifications, and then you've got a schedule for that as well. So if you didn't want it during certain periods, that's possible as well. Back again, then you've got email alerts, so that's possible as well. So you can set up an email message to be sent if there's motion detected. Siren, so you can turn on the siren here. Got custom alarm sounds, so you can record a sound if you wanted to as well. So if you wanted the sound of a dog or a siren going off, you could have that, or you could just stick to their default sounds they've got on here. Next, you've got schedule for this as well. So you can have it during a certain period, or if a certain thing's detected. So if a person's detected, then give off the siren. Share camera, so you can share it with other people so they can monitor things as well. You've got time lapse option on here. Didn't expect that on here. So this is where you could have a time lapse going on. So for example, if you had building work going and you wanted to record that, it's possible through this option. And going into settings on here, overwrite time-lapse files. So if its storage is full, you can get it overwriting. Turning it on, looking in here, you can see any sort of files that have been saved. Obviously nothing, as I haven't tried it yet. Advanced, so coming in here, you've got user management, date and time, FTP upload and record audio. So you can disable that if you didn't want audio to be recorded. Infrared lights, at the moment it's on auto, but that can be turned off. So it can hopefully use the background lights around to give a color image. Back from here, then you've got spotlight, and you can have the spotlight coming on when the alarm is triggered. So back from here, then you've got reboot and restore. And then you've got delete camera at the bottom, and that's all the options you have available here. Back from there, looking in the camera, standard functionality. You can pause the stream, play the stream, listen in on what's happening, take a snapshot locally onto your phone, do a recording locally onto your phone, change the picture quality, fluent, balance, and 5 megapixel, go into full screen. Then you've got two-way audio clip, so you can come into an area and focus in on just that location. Back from there, then you've got PTZ. So this is where you can move the camera around. There you go. And then you've got the zoom option. Zoom is quite slow, you can see for yourself. Closing that. Then you've got playback, so playback any footage you have. And that's all the options you have available. The camera has built-in floodlights. If I turn them on, there you go, gives you an idea of the level to expect from that. And we'll test it out in the outside in the dark as well. Let's test out the Siren and show how loud it is. So you get about 93 decibels from there. Let's test out the lag time by putting my hand out in front of the camera. About 1.5 seconds. And now if I turn off my Wi-Fi, play over cellular data, about the same, so 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds-ish, so not too bad. And this also confirms it can work remotely, so if you're anywhere in the world, you can connect to this and see what's going on. The device does work on the Google Home product and the Amazon Show devices I've got set up here. And to do that, first thing you'll make sure you do is go to the cloud option in the app, Smart Home, get to your camera and click enable. If you don't enable it, it's not going to work. Then what you got to do, you go into your app, so we'll go for the Home app first. In here, just add in the Reolink Smart Home service, enter in your credentials, it will link in, and there's nothing you can do from the app itself, only on the streaming device. So if I say, show garden camera 2.
Okay, streaming garden camera 2 on living room display.
Garden camera 2 on living room display.
You get a 10-second lag on there, and you can see it was a little bit intermittent sort of displaying it. Let me show the same functionality on the Amazon side. So if I go into the app there, you need to add in the skill called Reolink Home. Again, enter in your credentials and it'll be linked in. Nothing you can do from the app. If I say, show garden camera 2.
Okay.
About 17 or 18 seconds, not as quick as the Google side of things, but still you've got the functionality there. Standard, as I've mentioned in other videos, this sort of functionality is never that quick. Not fault of the manufacturer, again, it's just the services that link in with these external providers. Now what's interesting with this is you can actually zoom into an area and move around. It's quite cool functionality. Let's test out motion tracking with the camera. So the way this works, obviously if there's movement, it tries to follow that movement around so it can keep it in focus. Now if I move, you can see it just tries following me. You can see the pace I'm walking at, it's quite slow. If I come across quickly, it's just about managed to keep up. I think I've just gone out of shot. If I come back in, try to bring me back in shot. If I rush out, it's missed me. So you've got to think about how you position this so it can keep up with you. And I'd say the best sort of position is like a corner area. So if there was some movement, it can track it. If you had it in an odd place and it was a big area, it may struggle, like you've seen for yourself. Let's demonstrate the sound quality from the microphone pickup on here. So I'm about 8 meters away from the camera, and you can hear for yourself what the audio quality is going to be like. And if I go closer and closer, there you go, right up next to it now and moving away. Hopefully that will give you a clear indication what the quality of this one is like. Let's test out picture quality when you zoom in with the camera. So speed-wise, you can see for yourself, it's not the fastest and needs a little bit of time to adjust and focus in. But once it's focused in, picture quality is great on here. And now zooming back out again, you can see for yourself there's a slight moment where it needs to focus and then it's perfect. Okay, so we're in the garden. The distance to the end of the garden is 60 feet. Let me walk down the end and come back again. You can see for yourself what the quality is like of the picture. So first of all to mention is the microphone pickup. Sound quality is good on here, and I wasn't even talking that loudly, only because I didn't want to disturb the neighbors. Now, looking at the picture quality as a whole, if you look all the way around, clarity levels are very good on here. And coming back, you can see for yourself, clarity is exceptional on here. So very impressed with the picture quality in the daytime. Moving on to nighttime footage, I was a little bit disappointed. If you see in the distance, there's a lot of ghosting going on, so clarity levels aren't good in the distance, but as you come closer in, clarity improves. This is pitch black outside, and obviously just the infrared picking up. Moving on to the picture quality with the floodlight on, you can see again a little bit of ghosting, but once I come closer in, clarity is slightly better then. So in summary, a very impressive camera with lots of functionality. Positives wise, has person and vehicle detection built in, can do color night vision, and supports dual band Wi-Fi, so both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Daytime picture quality was good. It's got pan, tilt, and optical zoom, which is better than picture quality you get with just a standard digital zoom that many other cameras have. It's got a built-in Siren, a floodlight, and works with both the Google Home and Amazon voice control products. Motion tracking isn't bad either. Negatives, I'd say the night vision wasn't great at a distance, as you get a little bit of ghosting, and motion tracking can't keep up with fast motion. Other than that, a great camera, and you get a lot for your money. So there you go, I hope it's helped anyone thinking of buying this. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. Hang around for the end cards, I'll have a playlist with more CCTV cameras. Hope you can drop me a like, as it really does help the channel out. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.